Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Data Scout. In our this current playlist of Python, we will see today how we can iterate the elements via for loop. So we'll try to understand how for loop works in this video. Let's see in this video how for loop works, what is the syntax of for loop, and let's see some parameters and how we can iterate some of the elements from list, set or say I set dictionary. Let's say that we have an element. Let's say we have a list and we have some element like 2, 4 and 6, and we want to iterate this x to get the variable 2, 4, 6 one after another. So there are possibilities to do this in different ways because this is list. So if I just do x of 0, I can get this 2, right? So one thing we have to keep in mind before proceeding, this for loop works in order datas, right? So let's understand this in our PyCharm. Let's understand this for loop and how we can work with this for loop. So let's create a variable called city and let's put some element in that. So I have created a city variable and I have kept some variables names like city names like Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai. And what I want to iterate these elements. So if you say like this is easy, why I should be doing any for loop? I can just, what I can do, let's say that our list is city, right? So what I can do, I can just do like city of 0 index based, and if I just print this, what it will give? It will give me the Kolkata. Or let's say if I just want Bangalore, so 0, 1, 2, if I just give 2 here, and if I just save it and if I just run this program, you will see that it will print Bangalore, which is pretty easy. So why I should be writing a for loop? But you have to understand, we have here, if you see this scenario, we have here only 5 elements. Let's say if you have 1 million of items in a for loop, it can happen that in real time you have a variable where you have 1 lakh or 2 lakh of records or element in that. 10,000 elements in a variable. Can you write 10,000 print for that? Which is not a good way to write, right? So what we can do, we can write a for loop. So let's say that how we write a for loop. So let me just comment this. So to write a for loop, let's say for, we can give any arbitrary name for this element. So the element which we will access, we will just denote with any name. So let's say for x in. So from where we want to iterate, we'll give that variable name, or I said that list name because city is a list type, and we'll give colon. So this is the variable from where we are going to iterate the elements, and we have just given this arbitrary number. So the one number which is Kolkata, it will come and assign to x, and we'll print that. So next time in next iteration it will be Chennai for x. The value of x in next or third iteration it will become Bangalore. So let's see this. Let me just print this here. Let me just print x here. So if you see, if I just control save, if I just try to run this for loop, run this, can you see here? We are able to print this. So this is one of the way with which you can be able to iterate a list. So our next question will come in your mind, like, can we do it for a string? Like, let's say that we have a string called social media and equal to data scout. This is the string for which we have to do the iterations now. Now if I see this, if I just apply the same logic which I have written on top, let's say we can have this for x in, which one we have to give here? Let me have a pause. Let me just think, you guys should think once. It should be a social media. Let me just copy and let me just keep it here and end it with a colon. Now let me print this. You have to see that. So what we can do now, so let's say that, let me print this, print what I can do, x. So if you think, if I just print x, what it will print? Here we had so many elements, so it has started printing one by one. So what it will print this time? So let me just comment this so that it should not come here. So I have just commented this out. so that this Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore will not come in output. Let me just show it what will be the output here. So let me just run this section. Okay, we can say that it is an error here. So what I will do, let me just comment out this section of code so that it will be easier for us. Let me just comment out this section of code. So let us focus only in this. So let me just run this section of code and let's see what it will be the output. So if you see here, because this time the social media, the variable name is something called data scout. So in first iteration, this X was carrying only one element, which is D. Because we know in Python there is nothing called character. In string only we will take each char values, right? So the first it came as D. The second value was A. So let me just zoom it here. I hope you will be able to see here. It is D, the first iteration, second A, third T, fourth A, and likewise it has printed this data scout. So this is how we will handle when we are doing something with the string. Let's say that we have a city, and let's say that that city has won some awards. Let me create that. Let me just create and say that it has got 3 awards. And if I just say Chennai has got something like Chennai with 4. Let's say that Chennai has got 4 awards. Close this. So let me have this started, and let's say that Bangalore has got 5 awards. And why, you should not ask me. It's just a dummy thing which I am just keeping. No offense to any states. So this is 1. So let me just close this section, and let's start this Delhi pin code is 1. So let's say that Delhi has got 1 award. Let me have this 1 here, and let me just close this, and let's have this Mumbai. Let me just zoom little out. I think it's pretty big. So let me just, so that it fits in one screen, let me just say that Mumbai has got 2 awards. So Mumbai 2, this is 1. Okay, I can just remove this as a string. Let me have this as number, and let's say that even this has a number. Let me just Kolkata this as number. So let me say that this city has got this kind of awards. So let me just put all inside one nested list. If I just say, so if I just print the city, let me just print the city. Let me just print. If I just print the city, if you just see here, let me just comment this section out also, so that it should not disturb us while seeing the output. So let me save. Let me just run this. If you run this, you can see here Kolkata is 3, Chennai is 4, Bangalore 5, Delhi, it is all giving. So this is nothing but our city. So let's say that we want to print this. So how we can print if we have this kind of a list? So let me just write a for loop where for, let's say, x in, and where we want to search in city. So after city there should be a colon, and in colon, now inside this for loop, or if I just say inside this, now we'll write our statements and what we want to achieve. We want to get this Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai. So how I can do that? So let me just print nothing but x. And if I just save and if I try to run, let's see what is coming, and then we will proceed one after the another. So here, if I just give an x, it is taking each as one element. So this is one element. So you can see here, this is another element. You can see here. But let's say that we don't want 3. Let's say that we only want this Kolkata. We don't want this numeric value. So what I can say, let's say that x and y, and I will just explain you guys why I have written y and what y will do. So let's say that we print x and y. If I just do a save, if I just try to run this, can you see here Kolkata and 3 is coming? But if I just want 3, let me just say that what I will do, let me just save and let me just run this. See here 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. What we have got? These values. So if I just say, if you have this kind of dictionary, if I say, or something like that, where you want to get this field item and the value. So if I just say this is item and the value is 3. So Kolkata has got 3 awards. So Kolkata is an item and 3 is the value. So if you just want to get the value, if we just, how you can do that? So if you want to get the item and the value, so you can write 2 arbitrary values. So x will be item, so item always comes first and then this is the value. So if I just say, let's say x comma has got, so if you see this, I can write Kolkata has got 3, Chennai has got 4, Bangalore has got 5, Delhi has got 1, Mumbai has got 2. So you can write like this. So this is nothing but variable, this is item. So this is how you can do this. Whenever you are trying to get the values like item and you are trying to do item and the values iterations, this is how you can achieve this. So this is about how we can achieve this while having these iterations. So let's say we have a variable, something called x equal to, let's say we have one list. Let's take again a list which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's have this variable x. And what we want to achieve? We want to get the value based on the index. Now I am doing for loop for item in x, and let's say this colon. Now what I want based on the index. So based on the index, if I have to get, so x of 0 I want to get. There can be a scenario where you have to iterate the elements based on some index. So what you will do, what you have to do actually, it's like you have given x here, but it will not work. You have to work something like range and the length of x. So when you will do like this, and now if I just say print, let's print item here. Let's see this. This is not the clear output, but let's see this, what it prints. If I just try to print the item, you can see here what it is giving: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Item, this is nothing but index. When we have given range of length, this becomes a index value. So if I just say, so let me just write like this, at item 0 comma, and let's give this, the value is and the comma, what we will give? We'll give the item 0. Will not give item 0. What we will give? Our x is the element, so we'll give x here, and item is an index. If I just write this, you will understand clearly. So our index is item and our value where we have stored, that is x. Range of length of x. By mistake it has come out. Okay, now let me just run this. Now let's run this program and let's see what it is printing. So now can you see here, at 0 the value is 1, at 1 the value is 2, and you have got this kind of values, and this is what we wanted. So whenever you have to fetch any value or iterate the values based on the index, you have to use range with length, because in so many times in our real time when we work in the office, we work on projects, we always try to go with range of length to get some values based on the index. There are so many other variants how the range works. Now I have commented this section out. Let's understand, if I have to use the range, what range does. So range, what it does, it tries to print the values from within a given range. So how we can do that via for loop? Let's see this. So for, let's take a variable y. This is the arbitrary variable in which one? For y in range of, let's say, 10 to 15. And if I just do a colon and let's do a print of y. Let's see first what it is coming, and then we will start doing some modification, and then I'll explain you what is this two values, what we do. So you can see here 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So how many variables are coming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5, but you can see here we wanted to type the values from 10 to 15, but it didn't print 15. So one thing which you have to keep it in mind, so whenever we are giving range, so when we are giving this range with 10 comma 15, it means it will start from here, but end is always -1. So it will be before this, so it will print from 10 to 14. If you have to make it 16, if you make it 16, then the output will be till 15. So that is how range works. So there is one more example. Let's see this. So let's say that we have an example where we can just give n step something called 2. But you have to understand what is this step. So let me just first save and execute this, and then I'll explain. So now you can see what is the output here. So if you see the output is nothing but 10, 12, 14. Earlier with the same thing it was 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Earlier this is the output it has printed. But the moment we have changed this to step as this 2, we have included this, the output is nothing but 10, 12 and 14. But why? Actually when we use this, it is called step. In the sense, the output will be printed in what steps? Like it will start from 10, which is obvious, this is the starting point, and it will step 2. So 10 plus 2 is, because we have given 2, so it will be 10 plus 2 is 12. That's why the next is 12. So in the next iteration, it will be 12 plus 2. Because we have given step as 2, it will be 14. Now when it does 14 plus 2, it is going out of this range, right? We have given the boundary till 15. So because 16 is going out of that boundary, it is only printing 10, 12 and 14. So I hope this is clear how we will use range and what is this step functions. So if you have any doubt or if you want any suggestions, do comment in. I will try to respond each and every one of you. So I will suggest take an example of any number of elements, like 50 elements of different kind of data types, and try to print it. Try to print and try to see that how you are able to do. Just try to, for your practice, just try to see how we can use -1 here. If I just use -1 here in this place, what will happen? So that will be your assignments, guys. If you write the program, if you are able to make it, you can comment, you can write that section of code in the comment. I will see that. So what will happen if I just do -1? If you are able to understand, do commenting. Let's start this awareness. If you know, let's comment in so that others can also see and they can learn. Guys, if you like this video, I will suggest, don't forget to press the like button, share our videos, because there are so many of friends of yours who are in your BTech, who are doing this engineering and they have Python in their curriculum. That will be helpful for them. And if there are someone who are doing a transition, from non-technical to technical background like Python programming, or they want to switch to machine learning career, for them also Python is required. So it will be helpful for them. I will see you in the next video, where we will try to see how we can play with the same conditions with using break, pass and this kind of statements. Let's understand this break, return, what is the usage and how we use that in our program. So we'll see you in next video. Till then, bye bye.